Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Age of Fear, the Undead King with me, Cornish-Knight. Now, we haven't had one of these for a little bit because of some technical issues and me just trying to sort some stuff out with this. The game has been rebalanced slightly as well, so hopefully we'll be able to get through the issues we've been having. We may not be able to, we may have gone too far, at least for the side battles, which are to do with your current setup. Yeah, so we're going to try and fix up. We're going to try and dig ourselves out of this hole, whether that we're currently in. We might be able to do it. We might not be able to do it. If that's the case, I'll probably have to shelve this Let's Play for a little bit as I, behind the scenes, just do a bit of grinding and get us back up on track. But we're going to try and dig ourselves out of this hole. So we're going to get a bunch of battle masters because, from what I can gauge from just my knowledge of the game and various bits and pieces and trials and stuff like that, multi-attack is very apparent. It's very powerful, especially on the harder difficulties. So we are going to try and have many units to have multi-attack in our force as possible. Now, the reason that I'm saying this now, and that we might have be behind the curve too much to basically save this particular run, is the fact that we could have had a lot of these swordsmen earlier and taken them on missions, so they would have had more experience, because at the moment they're really weak. So we're not in a great situation. We have got access to the wizard now, which will be useful, because having an offensive magic user in this game is very powerful. But I don't know, to be honest. This is the thing. I'm just going to straight up say it right now. We may be able to advance a bit further in the main story, but we may have been too far behind the curve for the random battles, because they scale with you from the first battle. So we haven't been able to farm XP using them, which is sort of what you need to do. We'll see what happens. There's no guarantees. And hopefully we'll be able to pull off a victory. If not, as I said, I may have to literally just go back and redo the beginning bit of this Let's Play off camera, which means that you probably won't see this for a little bit, because I'll probably just be putting up videos of Battle Brothers and stuff.
Sir Edward and his men traveled south for several uneventful days. When they were but a day's ride from Netrico, a group of rangers approached the party. Edward called to them. "Good day to you, Ranger. What are you doing on the main road?" "Good day to you, sir. King William left us here to scout the forest for any remaining greenskins." "And how goes the hunt?" "We have cleared this area, though we suspect that a larger group or two may be to the north of here." "Where was King William headed when you last saw him?" "The king replenished his supplies in Netrico and headed towards the Orc Hills. You will not find him in Netrico, I'm afraid." "That is unfortunate. We have traveled from Grey Rock to join him." "You would have better luck turning back and heading to Fay Castle, where you might catch up with the main army, sir." The ranger went on to tell Edward the shortest route to the city. Before leaving, Edward spoke to the ranger once more. "What of your group? Since your job here is completed, would any of your group like to come with us to Fay Castle and continue the fight?" "Some of my people may wish to join with you. I shall ask them." "Good. Hurry, though, as we plan to head to Fay Castle immediately."
"Marcus, my lord, would you know where I can find Sir Edward?" "Aye, that's me. How can I help you?" "Dear sir, I have finished my apprenticeship and I'm looking for an adventure. I also believe we have a common friend, Sir Tybalt. He advised to look for you, dear sir. I would like to offer my services." "War is not an adventure, magician, but if it was, will always welcome a wise man." Which I find rather ironic, considering that he was all about, like, adventure and prestige when we first signed up. So yeah, a bit of the pot kettle, calling the kettle black, unfortunately. We got some gold, we got a carrot. Marcus on the party, so we have the magic user now, which is nice. And we'll try to do one of these random battles, but as I said, we may be too far behind the curve. I don't know. It's one of these hard things to judge. Age of Fear is quite a hard game anyway, so falling behind experience-wise it's not great. Probably what I should have done is that now that the game is more balanced, it's probably a better idea to try and just farm some XP from the random encounters to get our forces levels up. But we'll test it. We'll test it. If I think that I'm gonna have to basically go back and redo the beginning bit of the game, I will, because there's nothing worse for you, the viewers, than watching me constantly getting my ass beat by the computer. Especially when it's when it's probably down more to anything to the fact that my people are just underleveled. Underleveling is a massive. The thing is, like, in this game, there's only so much that being good at tactics and stuff you can do, especially on the harder difficulties. If you haven't planned your playthrough properly, if you haven't milked your units for the most XP possible to get them evolved as quickly as possible and get them the most advanced they can be, it doesn't matter how tactically well you play. The enemy NPCs who just basically outclass you one-on-one, and they'll outnumber you as well, and you'll lose, because you have to be not only good at the battles, but you have to be good at the management side of the game as well, and the management side of the game requires you to know what it is that you're doing. And I haven't been able to really develop to be honest, I haven't been that happy. I haven't been able to really develop the units as much as I wanted to, because the battles were... I'd have won the battles, the random battles, but lost half of my force, which is not something particularly fantastic. Yeah, it's a problem. I also did some mistakes, like I evolved a lot of my units into Royal Guardsmen, when I should have probably just evolved them straight into Battlemaster, because in harder difficulties, having an additional attack is much better than just having better stats, because it makes them 100 times more effective. Yeah, it's not good. We'll try doing one of these random battles and see what happens. No guarantees, but I think we should. If we don't win this particular battle, it's probably likely we won't win any of the other ones. So we'll probably have to do a do-over and just refresh the let's play. Because there's only so much that you can do, as I've already said. We're going to save, so we don't have to go through doing all this again. I mean, it's one of these hard things, because I could just press on with the main story with my current forces, and we'll probably do okay for a while, but we will meet a dead end, which we won't be able to get past. Right, so let's see what we're facing. This is much better. Yeah, I mean, like, it looks worse because obviously, yeah, there's loads of tough units, but it's orcs. They only have single attack. A lot of them don't have a multi attacks. There's only 2 of them that have special attack abilities. One which is double attack, and one which is multi attack. Well, one is double damage and one is multi attack. So we should be able, in theory, to win this, as long as we don't do anything daft. It'll be a hard fight, but we should be able to win it. And from the looks of it, it does look like the battles are more balanced, roughly speaking. Though I do think that we are slightly behind on XP. Yeah, a bit behind on XP. So I'm going to take one of my fighters out and have another range unit. I mean, I suppose I could have another battle master, in all honesty. Take that. The thing is that you really, from what I can tell on this harder difficulty setting, is that you really want to have more battle masters, because they have more attacks. I know the screen is flickering quite a lot. What I basically did to solve the problems I was having tech-wise was that I turned something on, which basically has affected the buffering rate, which means that everything is moving a lot quicker. So you've got to get a lot more sort of screen glitches as a result, which is a bit annoying, to be honest. I may just flat out just say I'm going to have to restart this, because if the screen tearing is like this all the time, it's not pleasant for you, the viewers. Yeah, okay. Because obviously you have to understand that I don't see this during the recording process, because I'm just recording the game on OBS. Yeah, I mean, the screen tearing is really bad, because you have to remember that I watch these and then do a voiceover afterwards. Yeah. This is pretty glaring, even for me.
Fight for the
and it's
king.
not enjoyable to really
Splendid.
watch. I
Yes,
think
my king.
we'll see this fight through and see how well the battle's been tweaked. We should stand a relatively good chance as long as we don't mess up too badly. But yeah, I do think I'm going to have to restart the campaign just because I'm not happy with the amount of screen tearing that's going on. It's making the game nigh on unwatchable.
Commands.
We should be able to do this. I mean, it's going to be a nasty fight, but we should have a relatively okay chance of winning as long as nothing too bad happens. I do think my hero has poison resistance, which will be useful. Okay.
You have my sword. Try to stop me.
But you have to understand that this is going to be a lot more interesting. There are some things that are taking me a little bit of time to get used to. The fact that healers are no longer have like healing spells each round. It's predominantly heal once, wait a turn for it to reset, then use it again, which is something that I'm having to get used to because that wasn't what it was like in the base game originally. It also makes
Yes, my king.
Goblin Warlocks or Goblin Shamans really powerful because they have that totem ability, which means they can basically heal everyone every turn, which personally I think is a bit broken because none of the other healing abilities in the game do that anymore. So I don't know, maybe it should be that they only heal one, like they basically can't heal the same target each turn, they can heal different targets each turn. So it's like, oh, you heal that character one turn, you heal that character next turn, then you can go back to healing the first character on the third turn, rather than it being they heal them constantly. Because it's a relatively powerful ability when you consider that normal healing magics no longer heal every turn. Right, so they're all healing up. I don't know. I was of two minds to even put this video up today. So, yeah. It's just how it is. I do think we're behind on the experience arc. And I don't know how much we can compensate for that.
For the kingdom.
Because obviously, you can only lag behind so much in games like this before you just can't recover.
Taste my dagger. To glory. Very clever.
Yeah, the screen. I apologise, guys, for the screen glare. I'm not happy with how this video has come out, but you have to understand that I have not found any other software besides OBS which will record this game. Bandicam and one of the other games that one of the other pieces of software that I used to use just don't work with this. So OBS is the only software that does, and even then we still get screen glare, or screen tearing, I should say. Yeah, and I don't think the buffing fix that I did has helped that much.
Yes?
I think we probably will still win this as long as nothing like massively unexpected happens. I don't know if everyone will survive it though. But it's a good sign that we actually stand a chance of winning these fights where we didn't used to. We didn't have a chance at all at winning these fights beforehand. Which is good. Though now I do definitely now think that we're probably slightly behind XP wise, which is a good sign because it basically means that earlier on in the game we should stand a better chance of actually winning these fights, which means our guys will be a lot better situated to be up to par come the coming fight. Yeah, I mean, it's not great. Like, as I said, like,
Very clever.
a lot of tactics for me have changed now. You have to remember, this is the first time that I've played this since it's become gold. And gold isn't quite released yet for you guys, the viewers. This is basically sort of pre-release stuff. But there's been a lot of changes, especially the ability cooldown wasn't something that used to exist. So you have to manage your healing a lot more. Yeah. I mean, I can understand why the developers put it in, because obviously magic was massively overpowered in the earlier build of the game. In the original Age of Fear series, magic was just obscene. You could like win whole battles with just your magic user, because you could just spam fireball, or any of the other AoE spells, and they'd literally just demolish everybody.
Taste my dagger.
I shouldn't have done that. He should have pulled him back and healed him, because he'll probably die now. He hasn't got enough. Yeah, there's still 1 turn cooldown, so we can't cast healing this turn. It's not great. Yeah, that guy's going to be a pain. I'm happy though. Like, the random battles seem a lot more balanced, which the developers said they would look into. Random battles are always a tricky thing to do right, because obviously, if you don't get them just right, they can be difficult to pull off. But I'm glad to see that they've balanced them and they're now a lot more effective and much more usable, because I wasn't using them beforehand.
Fight for the king.
Because there was no point, because I couldn't win any of them.
Taste my dagger. They won't notice.
Yeah. But I think that was a mistake. I thought the wizard has the multi-bless ability that I gave him, and I forgot to use it. Yeah, he's poisoned. We're probably going to lose this purely just because the hero is going to die, which is going to be annoying. Yeah, he's going to die next turn, which isn't great considering. Yeah, we're going to lose partly because I can't get the. I do a mistake here. I should have pulled the wizard back, which is my own fault. I should have pulled the wizard back, which would have allowed my hero to get out, and now he can't get out. Yeah, which is not great.
Try me.
I do a couple of mistakes, forgetting that I can't move the hero out, so we lose this battle purely for my own ineptitude more than anything else. Because he's gonna, even if he doesn't get hit by anything, he's going to die from poison next turn, which isn't great.
Awaiting command.
But we can bribe him, turn him into a useful unit, and have him charge off.
Slaughter. I find them dead.
Right, he can't heal. And this is the thing I found strange, is that he hadn't moved, but he'd used ability, so he couldn't take the potion. I'm pretty sure that I thought that if you could take the potion no matter what, maybe that was a glitch, or maybe the bribe ability overrides the character's option to use the potion. I'm not sure, but it costs me the game basically because he can't take his potion, which is annoying. Yeah, I basically lost that battle purely through my own mismanagement more than anything else.
Edward.
But I'm probably going to restart the Let's Play just because I'm not happy with the screen tearing we're getting with the particular setting on. It makes it far too difficult to watch. There's far too much screen tearing for my liking. So what I'll probably do for the time being, folks, is that I'm probably going to fall back on the Pillars of Eternity and Battle Brothers that I'm having up. And you'll probably won't see the Age of Fear series until after the new year, because obviously I rapidly wheeled back my uploads during the Christmas period because I have family and stuff down. So you probably won't see any more Age of Fear until the new year, 2019. It is a very good game. It's just that my recording software has issues with it, and I want to produce as best quality footage as I can for you guys. So if you've liked, please press the like button. If you would subscribe, please press the subscription button. I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.